So Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is probably the most controversial game of 2017, with EA, everybody's favourite game developer, pushing microtransactions on the beloved Star Wars franchise with their stupid loot crates. So after a lot of backlash and outrage from the community, EA actually decided to temporarily, air quotes, remove the microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2. So after this, talk of the game mainly died down. I didn't really hear a lot about it. But the question that I want to answer now is it actually worth it in 2018? So for some background, I didn't really enjoy the first Star Wars Battlefront game. I thought it looked very nice, but with the lack of the single player campaign, I was very disappointed and I got bored quite quickly because it just felt, very samey and there wasn't a lot there, to be honest. So Star Wars Battlefront 2 was supposed to improve on where the first game didn't. So I finally got my hands on it, so I can give you my definitive review. So I do not like EA at all. This is why I refuse to pay full price for the game. So I got it on sale for about 20 quid. I honestly didn't want to fund EA at all, but it's a Star Wars game, so all of my morals go out of the fucking window. Overall, I was actually pleasantly surprised by Star Wars Battlefront 2. The gameplay is nice, it's smooth, it's got satisfying combat, and of course, it looks amazing. But for me, the microtransactions really are not an issue, to the point that I even forgot they were in the game. Like, they're actually really hard to even find. Like, to actually buy them, I think you have to even go into the Microsoft Store to actually find them. And they're actually, like, when you're in game, like, they're really, really hard to locate to even buy. Loot crates, I think you're limited to, like, one daily crate a day. So you can't, like, grind out and then get shit. So so they've definitely fixed that portion of the game. But, of course, they only did that because of the backlash. So, still fuck you, EA. So let's start with the campaign then. So this, unfortunately, I thought was actually the weakest aspect of the game. Like, most of the levels are very generic, and they're pretty much the same, where to the point it kind of feels like multiplayer just with cutscenes. So I was a bit disappointed with that, but, at least that they added one, which is definitely an improvement on the first game. So let's move on to the multiplayer, because to be honest, there isn't a lot to say about the campaign. You play it, it's fun, whatever. So my favourite part about the campaign is definitely the heroes and villains game mode. So I genuinely enjoyed this. It's quick, it's fun, it looks great. And it's basically, there's two different types to this. So you've got 4 versus 4 and 2 versus 2. So there's 8 players in one and there's 4 players in the others. The 4 players is it's like a last team stand-in. You have 2 villains, 2 heroes, they fight it out. They die, there's 3 rounds. Like, it's pretty simple and it's really fun. The 4 versus 4 is kind of more team deathmatch, which, so you've got 4 heroes, 4 villains, you've got Han Solo in there, you've got, Luke, Yoda, Rey, and you've got Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and, all of that. So you kind of, to get points, there are, like, targets put on a player's head, you kill them and you get a point. So that I spent a lot of time with. Like, I really, really enjoyed that part of the game because, that's what everybody wanted, just like a classic game where you can just fight with lightsabers. It's really fun. So obviously, there are customization options for the heroes and villains, which can be bought with digital currency or the in-game points. So the digital currency point is where the microtransactions come in. So, like I said, it's pretty hard to actually find the microtransactions in the game, but to be honest, the in-game points that you actually earn, it's really not worth the microtransactions, and then unless you're just really fucking lazy or you're rich and you can just afford that. But you actually earn quite a lot of in-game points. Like, for me, I played for like a day and I already had like 30,000 in-game points, which you can buy like a couple of like cosmetic items with that. So to be honest, it's really not a problem. And there aren't actually a huge amount of customization options anyways. So it's not really a problem in my opinion. So the other multiplayer game modes that they have, so you've got the shooter aspect of the game. So there's operations, there's strike. This, for me, it's definitely an improvement over the first game. But personally, it's only fun in short bursts. because it can get very tedious, because it's quite similar to the first game. But I think that's kind of down to personal preference. So I think a lot of people will actually enjoy the game mode. And I have enjoyed it. It's just I tend to play it in like short little bursts and then I'll move on to something else. So along with that, you have the starfighting multiplayer aspect of the game, where obviously you're in X-Wings and TIE Fighters, the Millennium Falcon, and you can just, it's basically just the same as the normal, but it's just, it's in space and you can, it's in the air. So, that's good as well. And then finally, you've got the arcade game mode, which for me was a really nice addition. I think they did have something similar in Battlefront 1, but this, it's improved and it's redone, it's revamped, it's so much better. So it allows you to take a break from like the normal fast-paced shooting, so you can just fuck around with lightsabers. So you can kind of just, like, there's custom game mode, so you can pick like any hero that you want to play as, or any villain, and you can just slaughter stormtroopers and clones or rebels or whatever you want, and it's really fun. And alongside this, they've also got a split screen game mode, which, not everybody is obviously going to have this, but, me and my brother, he's got an Xbox as well, so he just connected his controller to my Xbox, and we just had fun playing with Yoda and Darth Maul. So that as well is a really nice addition, so I thought that was good as well. So another one of my main problems is definitely the balancing, because it's definitely a problem, because when I was playing with my brother, he was Darth Vader, I was Luke. I've been playing the game for quite a while. It was literally his first time playing the game, and he completely fucking slaughtered me. And it's not because I'm bad, because I was genuinely like being tactical, using the Force and blocking and everything, and he was just button mashing. But it definitely showed, because it was like a couple of hits, like he would do so much damage as Darth Vader, and Luke would do fuck all. So this is definitely from when the microtransactions were in. This is definitely left over from that, because I think it was like 40 hours of gameplay, and then you unlock Darth Vader. So that's still left over there, and that's definitely a problem. And alongside with the heroes and villains, the villains have like a lot of force powers, and they're pretty overpowered. Whereas the heroes, you've only got 3 lightsaber characters. So you've got Rey, you've got Yoda, and you've got Luke, and their force abilities aren't brilliant. But in the villains, you've got Darth Vader, you've got Darth Maul, you've got Kylo Ren, and you've got Palpatine. And Palpatine, he doesn't have a lightsaber, but his lightning power is really overpowered as well. Darth Maul has some really fast attacks. Darth Vader, like I said, he's really overpowered, and Kylo Ren has some really useful force abilities. So, there's definitely a balancing issue, which, is a problem. Another thing, though, I did like the fact that, they've got free DLC, because I hate it when games, like you pay for a game and then you've got season passes and shit like that, because, like this game is what, £55? This is how much it was, but I got on a deal for 20. So you've got that, and then normally they'd have a season pass for another £40. That's like nearly 100 quid that you're spending on a game. So overall, I was happy that it's free DLC, which I really like. I think there could be a bit more addition into the game, because it does kind of feel a bit like you've kind of, after a while, you've kind of seen all that there is to offer. But, in conclusion, I actually think it is quite a good game. Like, despite all the controversy and the money whoring from EA, because, I still hope that they lose the rights to the Star Wars franchise, because fuck EA. They are a terrible company. But it is very clear that a lot of passion actually went into the game. However, I don't actually recommend paying full price for it. So, try to pick it up when it's on a sale, like I did, because it's just, for me, I don't think it's worth, it's not like a $60 game. Like, for me, it's kind of like a $25 game, £25, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.